So, what's your name and where are you from?
I'm Jenny Alcibale. I live in Taunton right now, but I originally came from the Philippines.
And what was it like? What was it like moving here?
Well, I moved here when I was 5 years old, so it's been quite a while. So I don't really remember actually moving here, but I do know that my family itself found it quite hard to adjust moving to England. Well, the Filipino culture is a lot louder, so it was a bit weird since Minehead is a very quiet little town and there's not much to do. The weather was completely different as well, so we finding it hard to adjust with that. And then, but it was all right. I thought it was all right with us adjusting. It's a bit of both. Like we have adjusted, like I think, well with the British culture, but in the in our house, I meant, we still practice, like we still like practice Filipino stuff. So we still eat Filipino food, talk in Tagalog, like do sort of the things like take your shoes off, just the typical Filipino stuff. And even our house is like set up in a Filipino style. Well, in Minehead, it was very quiet. So again, it just felt more lonely than it does here in Taunton, especially since here in Taunton there's a huge Filipino community. So if we do ever feel like we're missing home, there's a lot of Filipinos that we can go to. But as a whole, it's just like from a change from moving from the Philippines, I feel like my whole views in certain topics like sex or like religion and everything has changed, especially since Philippines is a very religious country that's very conservative, whereas England's a lot more like liberal in a way and kind of keeps up to date with the times. Not saying that Filipinos is like behind the times, but they do have more strict conservative views. And so here I feel like since moving here, I've become more liberal and kind of just gotten my own views, more personal views, unlike in the Philippines where it's kind of just spoon fed from your parents what they believe you believe, sort of thing. Yeah. In the beginning it was because there was a language barrier, as in I just didn't know certain phrases, certain words, so some jokes or whatever just didn't make sense to me. But then I'm quite a bubbly person anyway, so I found like gradually made friends quite quickly. I do get the occasional strangers from Taunton who do like say awful things, as in they'd randomly come up to me and just say like konnichiwa or like speak in an Indian accent because they assume I'm Indian, or they'd ask about my citizenship just because like apparently since I'm Asian I must not be a citizen here or British citizen. And I also get people accusing me for being a terrorist and like telling me that I should get hit by a car.
Okay. And last question: would you say that it's gotten harder to live here since Brexit?
Yes, very much so. Well, not a lot harder, but I mean it has like made it more tense, if you get me, between the different ethnicities. And like I feel like there's a lot more segregation going on, and like I feel like people are more openly racist about certain things because of Brexit. But at the same time, because of the openness to this, because of them being more racist, there's more like consequences being like happening for this sort of crime that's like they're doing and stuff like that. So it's I mean it's not like it doesn't overrule the bad stuff. I mean at least there is more consequences happening to the people who are being racist compared to like when it was before. Like if someone was being racist to me in the streets or something like that, usually people would just not mind it. But now if someone was saying, some other people would get involved and also try and defend me. So it's not as lonely anymore trying to fight back the racists. Except again, when I went to school and stuff, obviously school lunches and stuff were different, like the stuff we eat, because I was still eating Filipino food since that's all we really knew. So I would bring like to school a little packed lunch and rice and chicken, and then people would have sandwiches and they'd just look at me a bit weird. But it was good.